She has forgotten the humanity of Christ. So Christ is perfect God and perfect man at the same time. There are certain things Christ shows that he is doing him as the man, and there are certain things he is doing him as God himself. Example. The Lord Jesus saw Jerusalem and cried for Jerusalem. Who cries? The Son of Man. God does not cry, my beloved. The Lord Jesus got hungry. He fasted 40 days and 40 nights, and then he was hungry. Who was hungry? The human side. Divinity never eats. Divinity never hungers. The Lord Jesus was thirsty. That's the human side. The Lord Jesus slept. That's the human side. But then the divine side of Christ, he raised the dead. He healed the sick. He opened the eyes of the blind. He cast out demons of people. Here is showing Christ is perfect God and perfect man. Now when the Lord is saying, my Father is greater than I, it is the human side of Christ talking, not the divine. Because humanity is lesser than the divine. The divine created the human side. You see, and this is where Christianity is so perfectly put together. We never say this man became God, as some claim and attack the Christian faith. They say, how can you say this man became God? That's a blasphemy. Exactly. Christianity never claims this man became God. Christianity claims God became man. And if you are going to say that God cannot be a human, then you have limited God. Don't ever call him Almighty. You have stripped him of his rank. He is no longer God. If God cannot do anything and everything, then he's not God. Can God be a human? Yes. Can a human be God? No. So that's why the human side of Christ says, my Father is greater than I. Not the Son of God, the Son of Man is talking here. So we need to understand how the Holy Bible operates. And let me prove to you, on the other hand, as the Son of God who is God, look at this. In John chapter 10, verses 29 to 30. John chapter 10, verses 29 to 30. This is the Lord. Now this is the Son of God talking. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all. Is greater than all. And no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. Now look, verse 30. I and the Father are one. I and the Father are one. Have you noticed something? Not only he is saying I am one with God the Father, he puts himself before the Father. He didn't say my Father and I are one. He says I and the Father are one. Wow. Who can dare to put themselves before God unless they are God? See? So now in John 10, the Son of God is talking. And in John 14:28, it is the Son of Man talking. Because Christ is perfect God and perfect man. I think we need to go back to primary school level and start teaching these.